Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we are going to study the patterns in C language, right? In this video lecture, we are specially concentrating in reverse right angle triangle. Previously, we have already done the forward right angle triangle. So, forward right angle triangle, that is this kind of patterns, right? All the patterns of this kind will be called as a forward right angle triangle, right? Now here we are going to discuss the reverse right angle triangle. That means all the patterns of this manner are known as reverse right angle triangle, right? So let us take one example. So here I am having a reverse right angle triangle star pattern, right? So as you can see in my first row, there is a 5 stars, right? In the second row I am having 4 star, in the third row I am having 3 star, then I am having 2 star, and then in the last fifth row I am having 1 star, right? Now as you can know, to generate any pattern I have to use the for loops, right? And that also nested for loops, because I have to generate a row as well as column. Ultimately that is of a matrix kind of thing, right? Ultimately we are having matrix, so that is having row as well as columns, right? We are having row as well as columns, right? So in this, how we are going to access this? So first we are having I and j, that is two variable that is used to access that for loop, right? So for the row we are using I, so I that is used for row, and we are using j, that is for the column, right? Now here as you can see that I, that is I is equal to 5, I greater than or equal to 1, I minus minus. That means we are having reverse loop. Why? Because here I am having all the patterns in the decrementing manner, right? It is decremented from 5 4 3 2 1, right? So I'm generating one loop, that is I, for I is equal to 5, I is greater than or equal to 1, and I minus minus, that is decrement, right? Now in a next loop I'm having j, right? So that is for generating my column. So here I am having j is equal to 1, right? Now as you can see in the first row, what I am having, that is I am having 5 star, right? And j is used for generating the columns, right? So I need 5 columns, right? So for that 5 columns I need to apply j is equal to 1 up to 5, right? So for that I have done, for j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus plus, and then printf star, right? Now how it can be useful, that you can dry run this thing. So first your I, that is equal to 5, right? Your I, that is equal to 5, right? And your j, that is equal to 1, right? You are having I is equal to 5 and j is equal to 1, right? So at that time you are printing star, so star has been printed, right? Now after this again your j will be incrementing it, and it will be go here, right? Now j is equal to 2, 2 is less than or equal to 5, yes it is less than or equal to 5, so it will print again a star, right? Again j will be incremented. Now j is equal to 3, 3 is less than or equal to 5, yes it is less than or equal to 5, so again it will print 1 star, right? Then j will be incremented, j is equal to 4, 4 is less than or equal to 5, yes it is, so again it will print 1 star, right? And then j will be incremented to 5, 5 is less than or equal to 5, so again it will print a star. Now if you increment a j, now j will become 6, right? 6 is less than or equal to 5. Now that is not correct, right? That condition is false, right? So it will terminate from this for loop, right? And after this statement printf slash n will be executed, right? So slash n means what? It will come to the next line, right? And again now your I is decremented, so from 5 I will become 4, right? Your i's value will become from 5 to 4, because I is decremented. Now again j will be starting with 1, right? So 1 is less than or equal to 4, yes it is true, so it will print 1 star, right? Then j will be incremented, 2 is less than or equal to 4, yes it is, so it will print another star, right? Then j will be incremented, 3 is less than or equal to 4, yes it is true, so it will print one more star, right? And similar way that will be happen up to j is equal to 4. As soon as j become 5, the loop is terminated and again printf slash n, so it will be come to the next line, right? Now I is decremented, so I will become 3, right? So similar way, if you dry run the entire thing, you will get to know that your output is somewhat like this, right? So you just go through this example, right? Go in your C programming, write turbo C, write down this code and execute this code, and you will see that this kind of pattern you are having, right? Now next pattern what I am having, I'm having same reverse triangle, because in this entire video lecture we are talking about the reverse triangle only, right? Now instead of that star pattern, here I'm having different integers value, right? As you can see in the first row there is 1, right? And 1 is written 5 times, right? Then in a second row 2 is written and that 2 is written 4 times, right? Then in a third row 3 is written and that 3 is written 3 times, right? Then in a fourth row 4 is written, right? 4 is written and it is written how many times? That is 2 times, right? And in the fifth row 5 is written and that is written only 1 time, right? So as you can see over here that this is in a decrement manner only, 5 4 3 2 1, but whatever number I am getting, that number is in increment manner, right? So if you are printing I, right, so I should be in a forward manner, right? Now here as you can see that 1 is incrementing, right? 1 is incrementing while the other is decrementing the value, right? Your i's one value is incrementing, at the same time the another value is decrementing. So if you are using two loops, your one loop should be increment and the another loop should be decrement, right? Now how we are going to do that, right? So we are going to apply the I loop, that is a row loop, right? That is in a forward manner, right? So if I apply the same thing forward manner, so I is equal to 1 2 5, right? I have to apply 1 to 5, right? That is my I, right? Now if you apply the j, 1 should be always reverse because it's a reverse triangle, right? So j, what I am doing, I am applying j, that is from 5 to 1, that is in the reverse one, right? And what I am printing, I am printing I, right? So if you dry run this entire thing, what we are having, that first of all your I is equal to 1, right? That is my I, right? Your I is equal to 1, right? At the same time your j, that is j is equal to 5, right? Your j is equal to 5 and j is decrementing manner, right? Now 5 is greater than or equal to 1. Is it true or not? Yes, it is true. So what it will print? It will print I, right? So now your I is 1, so it will print 1, right? Now j is decremented, right? J is decremented, that means what? Now your j will become 4, right? Now 4 is greater than or equal to 1. Yes, it is true, right? So it will go into the loop, right? Again printf percentage d I, right? It will again print I only, right? So it is printing I, so your I is again 1 only, right? Now your j will be decremented, again j will become 3, right? Again the same thing, 3 is greater than or equal to 1. Yes, it is true, so it will print 1 over here, right? Then again j is incrementing 2, then it will print 1 also. Then j is equal to 1, then it will print 1, right? Now when your j becomes 0, at that time 0 is greater than equal to 1. No, it is not, right? So it will terminate from this loop and it will execute this slash n, right? So after executing this slash n, it will be in the next line, right? So if you go to the next line, it will again i's value will be incremented, that is now your I is equal to 2, right? Again g will be starting with 5, right? So I is equal to 2, j is equal to 5. 5 is greater than or equal to 2. Yes, it is true, right? So it will print i's value. Now what is your I? That is 2, right? So it will print 2, right? Again j's value is decremented, right? So now j is equal to 3. 3 is greater than or equal to 2. Yes, it is, right? So 2 will be printed again. Similar way, this entire things, this entire triangle will be printed, right? So you just try this and you will get this answer, right? Now instead of this I, if you use j, right, with the same thing, with the same pattern, if you use j, then what you will get, that is, instead of this I, if you use j, then your printing should be something like this, that it will print 5, then it will print 4, then it will print 3, 2 and 1, then it will give 5 4 3 2, 5 4 3 5 4 and a 5, right? So instead of this I, if you print j, then you will get this kind of triangle, right? You just try both of them, right? Clear? Now we are having the next, right? Now in the next this next pattern, what we are having here, not a single decrement is done, right? Here decrement is done, 2 decrements, right? We are having the value that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? Now after this 2 decremented, right? Here 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? Here you are having 1 2 and 3, and here you are having only 1, right? That means -2 is done, right? This you need to keep in mind, right? That is -2 is done, right? So what we are doing again, it's in a decrement manner, right? Decrement manner, that means what? One should be in a forward manner, one loop should be in a forward manner and the another loop should be in a backward manner, right? So what we are doing over here, we are applying the first loop I, that is in a backward manner, right? So I is equal to 7. Why 7? Because I am having the last number, that is 7. My last number is 7, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So I have to go up to 7, right? So I am applying that I is equal to 7. I is greater than or equal to 1, and here I am doing I minus equal to 2. I minus, that is equal to 2. That means what? I is equal to I minus 2, right? So ultimately what I am doing, I am not decrementing single value. I am not doing I minus 1. I am doing I is equal to I minus 2. Now if you go for that, what will happen, that I is 7, right? And j will be starting with 1, right? 1 is less than or equal to 7. Condition true? Yes, it is true, right? So what we are printing? We are printing j. So j is 1, right? Now j is incremented by one value only. Only one value is incremented in j, right? So what we are having, that now j's value is 2, right? So 2 is less than or equal to 7. Is it true? Yes, it is true, right? So it will print again j, that is 2, right? Now again j will be incremented, so that is 3, right? 3 less than or equal to 7. Yes, it will print 3, it will print 4, it will print 5 6 up to 7, right? Increment, after incrementing, if you are having 7, 7 is less than or equal to 7. Yes, it is true, right? So what we are having, up to 7, that is correct, right? Now j's value will be going to the 8, right? Next value of j, that is 8. 8 is less than or equal to 7, no, the condition is false, right? So it will go to the next one, that is printf slash n, it will go to the next line. Now i's value is decremented and decremented by 2, not a single decrement, minus 2 we have to do, right? So that is 7 minus 2, that means what? 5, right? So now i's value is 5 after this 7, right? Now again j will be starting with 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5, yes, true. 2 is less than or equal to 5, yes. 3 is less than or equal to 5, correct. 4 is less than or 5, correct. 5 is less than or 5, yes, correct. But as soon as it goes to the 6, the loop is terminated because 6 is not less than or equal to 5, right? So it will terminate that inner loop, right? It will go to the next line, right? And in a similar way you will get this entire pattern, right? So you just execute this and you will get to know how this is going to be, right? Now we are going to see the next pattern, right? This pattern is similar, right? The only difference, this is similar to the previous one that we have already done, right? But what is the only difference here? That we are having only ones and zeros, right? Instead of previously we have printed I, right? So that means it's a different pattern than if I already showed you that if I print j, then what will be the pattern, right? Now here I am having the value that is in the decrement manner, but whatever printing is that, that is only 1 and 0, right? So that is not dependent on the value of ing, that is not at all dependent on the value of ing, right? So what we need to do, that ultimately I is equal to 5, I is greater than or equal to 1, I minus 1 is, that is my reverse loop, right? Because first I am having 5, then I am having 4, then I am having 3, then I am having 2, then I am having 1. So 5 4 3 2 1. So I have to start I with 5, right? Now j is starting with 1, right? J will go up to I, j is less than or equal to I. Now what I need to print? So here as you can see that in the first row, I am having 1, right? In the second row I am having 0. In the third row I am having 1. In the fourth row I am having 0. And again in the fifth row I am having 1, right? So what is the ultimate logic behind this? That all the numbers that is divisible by i's value, that is having 0, but not divisible by 2, that is having 1, right? Here 1 divided by 2, right? That is having remainder 1. 2 divided by 2, that is having remainder 0. 3 divided by 2, that is having remainder 1. 4 divided by 2, that is having remainder 0, right? So what we are printing? We are printing here remainder, right? So we are printing I modulo 2, right? So how it will go? So suppose I am having this, that I is equal to 5, so my I will be starting with 5 and my j will be starting with 1. So it will modulo with 2, right? So 5 modulo 2, 5 modulo 2 means what? That is 1, right? 5 modulo 2, that is 1, that means it will print 1, right? Again j's value is incremented. Now j is equal to 2, 2 is less than or equal to 5, yes, that is correct, right? Again it will print I modulo 2, that is 1, same, because i's value is not changed yet, right? So it will go up to j is less than or equal to 5, j's value 5, up to the value 5 of j, it will print only 1, right? That is 1 1 1 1 1, right? Now j's value will become 6, 6 is less than or equal to 5, no, that is not correct, right? So it will terminate this loop and it will go through this slash n, so it will be in the next line, right? After this what will happen, that i's value is decremented. Now I is equal to 4, j is equal to again 1. Now here at the printing time I modulo 2, that means 4 modulo 2, that is 0, so it will print 0, right? I think you all got this, because that is this logic is same. The only difference is this, what we need to print, right? Otherwise the entire logic is same, right? So just go through this, right, and execute this in your panel, right? Next we are having again the same thing, but what we are printing, instead of number we have printed the alphabets, right? Here we are having A, B, C, D and E, right? So again these things are common, right? So I hope that till now you have understand this logic, right, these things, right? So I just explain what we need to print over here, right? So we are printing the character, so that's why it's a percentage C, right? We are creating the character, right? After that, what I am doing, that I am printing, that is A minus 1 plus I. Now this you need to be careful with, right? A minus 1 plus I. You can do this via the ASCII value also, right? You can use the ASCII value of capital A, but instead of that, this one is a easy method, that is A. Now this is a character A, right? So when you compute this character A in any arithmetic operation, it will automatically consider the ASCII value of it, right? Now I need to print A only, but here my I is starting with 1, right? So if I simply apply A plus I, so instead of printing A, it will print B, right? So I have to minus 1, I have to do minus 1. So that's why I have written A minus 1 plus I, right? If I start this I with 0, right, so at that time I can do only A plus I, right? But here I have started with I is equal to 1, so that is A plus I minus 1, right? So when you I is equal to 1 and J is equal to 5, right, it will print, what it will print, that is A minus 1 plus 1, right? So minus 1 plus 1, that's a 0, so it will directly print A, right? Now again J's value is decremented, right? J's value go up to 1, right? So 5 4 3 2 1, and for that 5 times it will print the same thing, that is not dependent on J, so it will print the same thing, that is A, right? Now as this inner loop is terminated, I's value is incremented to 2, right? Now again J will start with 5 up to 2, right? That is in a decrement manner, right? Not in an increment manner, in a decrement manner, right? So at that time A minus 1 plus 2, right? A minus 1 plus 2, that is A plus 1, right? Now character A plus 1, that means what? A's ASCII value plus 1, and the next ASCII value we are having, that is B, right? So it will print B, right? So in the same manner we are having this entire thing, right? So you just execute things, you will get to know, right? You can try with the J's value as well, so you will get the another kind of pattern, right? Next we are having simple A B C D E, B C D E, C D E, D E and E, right? Again, what is the difference between previous one and this? Here I am having different value, that is A B C D E, right? I am having A B C D and E. In the previous one I am having only A in first row, B in the second row, all C's in the third row and all D's in a fourth row, right? But here what I am having, I am having A B C D E. So what will be the difference here? That here I need to do plus J, right? Instead of my plus I, what I need to do, I need to do plus J. So my I will start with 1, right? Now here my J will start with I, right? Why? Because in the previous one it will started with 1, but we have already done that one loop is in decrement manner, right? Here none of the loop is in the decrement manner. We have done both the loops in the increment manner. So my J will start with I, right? So when I is equal to 1, J is also 1, right? 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, that is correct, right? So what I have printed, a minus 1 plus j. What is j? That is 1, right? A minus 1 plus 1, that is a. So that is a. Now j's value is incremented, that is 2, right? So a minus 1 plus 2, I'm having b, c, d, e in the same manner, right? Now what we need to keep in mind, what we need to be clear about, when this inner loop is terminated and printf slash n, that means it will come to the next line. At that time your I is equal to 2 and j will be also starting with 2, right? So what will be printed, that is a minus 1 plus 2, that is a plus 1. So it will start with b instead of a, right? And then so on, b, c, d, e, right? The next line also, that I will be 3 and j will be starting with 3. So a minus 1 plus 3, so it will be starting with c, right? So you just try this all are easy, right? The only little bit minor difference are there. In the entire video we have discussed the reverse right angle triangle, that means patterns are same, only the difference is whatever value we have printed in this thing, right? So I hope you all understand this, right? Go to your turbo C panel, right? Write down this code, execute this code, and you will get to know what will be the actual what will happen, right, in your program. You can try with some another value with this. Here you can try with instead of j you can have I, instead of this you can take another variable k that we have already done in a previous one, right? So you can try new things, right, and get the answer, right? So thank you very much for this video.